The Health and Safety Executive recently did some research, and that research showed that workplace stress and anxiety are at an all-time high. Ouch. So, as managers and leaders, we've got a responsibility to think about how we can possibly enable our teams to feel safe and maybe reduce some of that. And at Dale Carnegie, we're just going to explore some different ways and top tools in how we can support our managers and leaders in our organizations to feel a little bit more confident in those areas. Because the research suggested that the stress and anxiety was showing up in three key areas. And number one being workload. People are feeling like they've got so much to do in such a little time. They're also feeling like they don't have the support from their line managers, right? And equally, in the world that we live in, which is quite hybrid, the interpersonal relationships are taking a hit. So that being, Dale Carnegie wrote two famous books, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. We're going to look at some key tips and tools out of this book that might just help in these areas. So when it comes to workload, what can leaders do to enable their teams to feel a little less under pressure? Well, they can listen and presently listen. Spend some time with that person, with those teams, to really understand where they're coming from and what their pain points are. How can they maybe alleviate some of the pressure and take some of the workload off? And equally, when they do that, how can we also, as leaders, really role model what a restful leader looks like and feels like? Are we showing our population in the workplace that we rest as well? When it comes to lack of support, we all as leaders want to be there for our people and our business. So how can we try honestly to see it from our team's point of view? And again, that requires us to listen. And how can we encourage our leaders within our organizations to do the same as well? To make some time to connect with the teams and people within our businesses to really understand how they're feeling, to really understand what's required as a servant leader from us. And interpersonal relationships are taking a hit across global businesses when it comes to interpersonal relationships and making that connection. So how can we make that stronger? Well, we can make people feel important. So when we do have the opportunity to spend some time with people, be that in person or through a screen, how can we encourage that person to feel like they are important and valued within our organizations? So there's just some quick tips and tools from Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and Start Living and How to Win Friends and Influence People on really tackling the challenges that we might have in our workplace when it comes to stress, through workload, through lack of support, and how to build those interpersonal relationships so people feel psychologically safe to contribute the best they can.